Okay, we're doing something a little bit different today. I'm leaving the shop and we are going on a house call. Gonna need this for safety. Yepper, you heard me right. We're going on a house call and a road trip. I've got a customer and he was here earlier today, and now the man is stranded at his house and he has a flat tire on his Chevy Colorado. He's got some doctor's appointments to go to and he's not going to be there. He has another car, but he needs to get this one fixed. So I normally don't do this, but this fella is a retired veteran and also former law enforcement, and he's quite elderly, and for these reasons we're gonna head out there today and go help the guy out. Oh, heavy floor jack. So I'm gonna go fetch this dude's tire and bring it back and see what's going on here. So, starting my engine, let's ride. Alrighty, I just put the address into my GPS. The guy's only about 5 minutes away, so this should be pretty quick. Alrighty, we have arrived and there's the affected unit. Right front tire is sitting on the ground. So let's get out of here and get this tire pulled and get it back to the shop. See what's going on. Okay, we're gonna need these. This is why I love electric impact tools, because I don't need a compressor. Oh yeah, yeah, she's flat. Look at that. Oop, I wonder what happened. Well, regardless, we'll get it fixed up. Okay, floor jack. Let's do this. Let's see, I don't want to scratch up his driveway, so I'm just gonna carry this big old thing. Oh, yep, right there, it's good. Stay on target. Hi there. Lift. I need to lift. That's probably enough. You stay. All right, tire, you're coming with me. Let's see, I don't see anything in it. Nope, but we'll air it back up when we get back to the shop, figure out what the deal is. All right, we're back. Let's get some air in this tire and see what's going on with it. Let's go air this thing up, see what's going on with it. I'll run this tire up to 35, maybe 40 pounds. All right, I've been looking at the tread. I don't see anything on either side, so we're gonna implement the spray bottle. We'll start with the bead, the valve stem, and the wheel weights. Yeah. Nothing. Uh-oh. We got a winner. Okay. I would say that's conclusive evidence of a leak. Not cool. Okay, let's pull this sensor out. See what the deal is. Well, it's got a seal on it. All right. I don't know. Let's take it out and find out. Nope, still too tight. There, perfect. That's weird. Yeah, look, that seal is torn right there. Okay, let's change it with a new one. Fortunately, we stock these and a new one is readily accessible. The instructions say to press. All right. Click. Okay, let's go put this one in. All right, that gasket looks good. Click. Installing pressurized nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and various other gases now. Pow. And we're looking for 35 pounds. There we go. 35. Right on the dot. Click. And let's recheck our work. Not too shabby. Okay, not leaking, problem solved. Okay, some of you may have noticed that there was 2 wheel weights on this. It was counterbalanced. I didn't record it, but I did throw this on the balancer and rebalance it. Just so I know it's good. Get in there. Now, for the record, I do not do house calls. I maybe have done this once or twice in my entire career. Not really my dig, but this guy's a good customer, and you know he's an older fella, and I don't want to burden him with things such as tow trucks and trying to take his own wheel off to bring it over to us. So I felt no issue with doing this particular operation pro bono style. Only in Florida. Okay, so on my way back over here, I stopped at the gas station. I got this chicken sandwich, and it came wrapped in aluminum foil. And I was sitting here thinking about the aluminum foil while I'm hanging out in traffic, and it reminded me of a fun fact that I would like to share with you guys.
Online. You will arrive at 417.
Well, I'll start with a question. Do you know why one side of the foil is shiny and the other side of the foil is dull? And I learned this fact the other day. I had no idea. But it turns out that when they produce the aluminum foil, they take very large, giant rolls of the aluminum, and they run it through a series of rollers. And each one of those rollers has a smaller and smaller and smaller space. So as it passes through all those rollers, the foil gets thinner and thinner and thinner. The problem is when you get to the very last stage, you can't roll one single piece of very, very thin aluminum because it clogs the machine or gets torn, or it just doesn't seem to work out very well. So what they do at the very last step of the process is they join one roll from one machine with another roll from another machine, and they butt those two pieces of foil together as they pass through the final roller. Now when it passes through that final roller, one side of it becomes polished and shiny. That's the side that touches the rollers. And then the two sides that is aluminum touching aluminum, those two remain dull. And that is why when your aluminum foil is unrolled, you see one side is shiny and one side is dull. And now you know. That is my fun fact of the day. I know you guys didn't all come here for manufacturing fun facts, but I figured that would be worth sharing. I was moderately interested in hearing that, because it is a question I've always wondered, but never put enough effort into discovering the answer. But I ran across that the other day, and I wanted to share that with you guys. That being said, we are now here. Let's get this thing unloaded and installed and get out of here. It's almost 4:30, and this is my going home time, and I don't want to be out super late today. I was already out super late yesterday, and I missed dinner. Okay, I need this, and for proper wheel installation, I need this. Okay. Let's just sneak that back into its home. Now don't chastise me, I didn't bring torque sticks, but I do have low power mode. Click. There we go. Colorado coming down. Just a little bit. And we're looking for 100 pounds. I do have a 1/2-inch torque wrench, but I think I broke it. So we're using the 3/8. Click. Actual clicks. Good. All right. That'll be fine right there for now. But this gets unloaded and put back in the box. Heavy. Get in there. All right. Before I go, there's one thing I have to do. Come with me if you want to live. Okay, enough screwing around. I couldn't help myself with the Arnold Schwarzenegger bust. Or life-size cutout. Yeah, that's a life-size cutout. Yeah, I couldn't resist myself. When opportunity presents itself, you do not deny it. And I thought that was a great opportunity. All right, I'm going back to work. I'm gonna clock out, and then I'm gonna go home. Well, everybody, I'd like to thank you guys for hanging out with me while I was out doing house call pro bono job. I certainly appreciate your company. I hope you liked this video. If you did like this video, please communicate that to me by tapping that like button down below. If you did not like this video, anything I said or did in this video, please feel free to communicate that to me constructively in the comments section. That being said, again, and as always, thank you very much for watching. Most importantly, don't you forget to have a great day. See you guys later. All right, Juan made a mistake right here. Just got myself a new motorcycle. He don't know it yet. Yep. Sorry, Juan. GTA, buddy. All right, I got my keys back. He didn't steal my truck, but he did steal my keys. I guess I earned it. Okay, I'm really gonna go this time. I clocked out, I'm going home, I'm off duty. See you guys tomorrow.